Hey guys, tonight we start with something a little strange. This quiet trick your brain plays at night, the one where minutes stretch out, thoughts slow down, and time almost forgets to keep moving. It feels weird, but in the softest, most wonderful way. If these late-night wanderings feel like home to you, I'm really glad you're here. And I always love seeing your comments, the time zone, the city, the small details of your night. It turns this quiet corner of the internet into a map of sleepless travelers drifting together. So, let the lights fall low, let the room settle into its own soft hum, and follow the slow ripple of tonight's story, where time finally begins to loosen its hold. And now, we drift. You're settling into your space, the pillow shaping around you, the air quieting the subtle hum of the room, blending into something soft and steady. Nothing is rushing you. Nothing is pulling you forward. You can rest now. There's a moment at night, small, unannounced, where your mind shifts into a different rhythm. The world outside doesn't change, but your experience of time does. Minutes feel longer. Your thoughts grow slower. Your awareness widens like a slow breath in the dark. And somehow, this gentle slowness feels like home. We move into that moment together. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Somewhere in your brain, just behind the temples, your internal clock, the suprachiasmatic nucleus, begins to dim its signals. This tiny cluster of about 2,0,0,0,0 neurons slows the pulses that tell your body what time is. It does this every night like a quiet ritual. Your temperature drops by about 1 to 2 degrees Fahrenheit. Your heart eases its rhythm. Your metabolism lowers as if the whole body decides to move in slow motion. And just like that, time begins to feel different. This changing sense of time isn't mystical, it's biological. But biology has always been the most poetic storyteller. Your body is built to slow itself as though each night is a gentle descent through layers of quiet. In the evening, a hormone called melatonin rises in the bloodstream. Not in a rush, never that. It drifts upward like a pale tide after sunset. By now, if your room is dim enough, it's near its nighttime peak. 10 to 15 picograms per milliliter. A number small enough to feel unreal, but powerful enough to tilt your whole experience of reality toward softness. Your breathing settles naturally like a rhythm guided by some older wisdom. It's okay to drift. As the minutes unfold, the outside world begins to fade. Not disappear, just fall behind a curtain of slow, warm stillness. You feel less attached to the edges of your day. Loose thoughts unwind themselves. Your senses shift from alertness to presence, from sharpness to glow. And somewhere in that shift, time loosens its grip, even sound changes. Your brain reduces its response to high-frequency noise before sleep softening everything above about 10 hertzes. So the room feels rounder, gentler, with fewer edges to catch on. Longer wavelengths slip through more easily, the low hum of a fan, the deep quiet of the house, the distant softness of nighttime air. Those sounds become a cradle for your attention, a slow-moving current. You can rest now. Every culture across history tried to explain this nighttime slowness. Monks calling it the hour of the long breath, sailors describing it as the sea of paused minutes, medieval writers whispering about the slipping of the worldly clock. Makes sense. The medieval mind lived with time in a different way, slower, cyclical, shaped by sunlight and hearth glow rather than schedules and screens. They knew something we've forgotten, that time is felt, not just measured. And right now in this room, you're stepping into that older rhythm again. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. If you could measure your perception, you'd find that your sense of seconds is stretching by about 5–10% during nightfall. a gentle distortion that feels like calm. Researchers call it temporal dilation. Poets call it evening grace. Tonight, it's simply yours. As your mind slows, the distance between thoughts grows wider, like the space between soft waves. Your awareness drifts to the warm weight of the blankets, or the coolness of the pillow beneath your cheek, or the subtle fall of your breath in the quiet room. Your body speaks in sensations. Your mind replies with silence. It's okay to drift. Somewhere faintly, the universe continues to move, planets spinning at thousands of miles per hour. The Earth orbiting the Sun at 6,7,000 miles per hour. Our galaxy turning once every 230 million years. These speeds are beyond comprehension, but here in this room, they feel irrelevant. Everything fast becomes far away. Everything close becomes slow. The world can race without you. Tonight, you move at the pace of your breath. There's something else happening inside you, a subtle rebalancing. Your brain reduces the release of norepinephrine, the chemical of alertness, vigilance, and urgency. As it falls, your thoughts soften at the edges. Then your alpha waves rise slightly, opening the doorway between wakefulness and drifting. You feel yourself leaning inward, as if listening to the quietest parts of your own mind. This is where time slows most. This is where evening becomes a safe harbor. You can rest now. You may notice your memory loosening, not fading, just no longer gripping the details of the day. Your brain has begun its cleanup cycle, preparing to sort, store, or release information during sleep. It does this using slow oscillations, pulses around 0.5 to 1 hertz, like a lighthouse sweeping gently through the mind. Slow pulses, slow breaths, slow time. Somewhere, light continues to travel. And maybe you've had nights where time didn't slow, where everything felt tight, compressed, rushed. But tonight is different. Tonight, the body remembers its rituals. The air feels soft. The world feels far, and your mind opens just a little, like a window cracked to let cool air in. This is how your internal universe resets. Not through force, not through effort, through slowing. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. There's a quiet tenderness in these first minutes of the night, a sense that the world is no longer asking anything of you, that the momentum of the day has finally dissolved, that everything urgent belonged to another version of you, a daytime self walking in faster hours. But now the hours stretch. They lengthen. They unfold like fabric loosening in warm hands. Your perception shifts again. You begin focusing less on time itself and more on the present moment. The feel of air against your skin, the small details of comfort, the soft weight of your own existence. And in that focus, minutes blur into something round and gentle. It's okay to drift. A strange thing happens to attention when you slow down. Neural activity in the default mode network settles into smoother waves. This network, the one that wanders, dreams, reflects, remembers, begins to glow softly like embers under the surface. It generates a sense of timelessness, a feeling that you're no longer tracking anything but the flow of your own awareness. These waves carry you towards sleep, not with pressure, but with presence. Slow, steady presence. You can rest now. Somewhere in deep space, a star 500 light years away releases photons that won't reach Earth until the year 2525. Time stretches unimaginably there, across distances you cannot feel. And yet, in this small room, in this quiet moment, your own experience of time, soft, slow, warm, is every bit as profound, because perception is its own universe. And tonight, that universe has begun to move in slow motion. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The edges of your day grow faint. The middle of your night grows wide. And this gentle widening is all you need. Nothing to solve, nothing to fix, nothing to chase. You're drifting into a softer current, guided by rhythms older than memory, shaped by biology, shaped by the night, shaped by the endless quiet between thoughts. You can rest now. It's okay to drift. The universe holds you slow and low. And as you continue breathing steady, unhurried, the flow of this moment carries you forward into the deeper night where time loosens even further and the body begins its long descent into the quiet world beneath waking. Somewhere light continues to travel. Time begins to soften even more as you drift into this next stretch of the night. The room feels quieter now, not because anything has changed outside, but because your brain is filtering the world more gently. Your sense of hearing is settling into its nighttime curve, one that favors low frequencies and dissolves sharp edges. Deep sounds linger, light sounds fade, and the whole environment feels like it's breathing with you. You can rest now. As the night grows deeper, your internal sense of time becomes less linear. It no longer ticks forward in clean steps. It moves in slow arcs, like ripples on a dark lake. Scientists call this shift temporal smoothing, a state where your brain stops counting each second and instead experiences time as a continuous flow. This is why the minutes before sleep often feel longer than the minutes after sunrise. Your mind is stepping into that river now, quiet, steady, without direction. It's okay to drift. Somewhere in your chest, your heart beats with a rhythm that is slowed by 5 to 10 beats per minute, a gentle descent shaped by the parasympathetic nervous system. This natural shift tells your body that the day has ended. It rounds the corners of your thoughts. It softens the edges of your breath, and it lets your attention sink inward, where quiet becomes the only landscape. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. As you listen to the room, you may notice something subtle. The silence is never silent. There's always a low bed of sound, the hum of air, the whisper of fabric shifting beneath you, the soft resonance of your own pulse in your ears. These faint frequencies linger around 50 to 200 hertzes, the range your brain interprets as comfort, presence, and safety. Our ancestors slept to these sounds, wind against wood, distant waves, the bodies of animals settling into rest. Your nervous system has carried that memory across thousands of years, so when your room falls into this frequency tonight, your body recognizes it instantly. You can rest now, and as your mind continues slowing, something else begins. The boundaries of thought become porous. Ideas don't arrive sharply anymore. They glide in and out like soft silhouettes. This transition into hypnagogia, that dreamy edge state, is shaped by a delicate dance between alpha and theta waves. Alpha waves around 8 to 12 hertzes soften your wakefulness. Theta waves around 4 to 7 hertzes carry you into the drifting world beneath thought. Together, they create a rhythm ancient as sleep itself. In that rhythm second stretch, memories blur, sound becomes warm, and time feels like a slow river moving under moonlight. It's okay to drift. Far beyond your window, the world continues its quiet motions. The Earth is still turning at 1000 miles per hour at the equator. The Moon is gliding through its orbit at 2288 miles per hour, and our solar system is moving through the galaxy at roughly 500,000 miles per hour. All of this motion is enormous, and tonight, none of it touches you, because perception is personal. because the mind can make a single, quiet room feel larger than all the speeds of the cosmos. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Somewhere inside your skull, deep in the temporal lobe, your hippocampus, the keeper of memory, begins to run slower cycles. This area processes time by measuring events, not seconds. When fewer events occur, the brain stretches time outward, creating the feeling that the night is longer than the day. This isn't imagination. It's neuroscience. You can rest now. As your awareness drifts, the shapes of your day soften. Conversations lose their sharpness. Hours lose their urgency. Everything that felt heavy becomes weightless, as though the night has taken it from your hands and placed it somewhere quieter. You feel the gentle warmth under your blanket. You notice the cool underside of your pillow. You feel your breath gliding out long and unhurried. This is the body returning to its most natural rhythm, a rhythm older than language, older than memory, older than timekeeping itself. It's okay to drift. If you pay attention, you may sense a faint echo of the world outside, not loud, not disruptive, just distant. Maybe a car in the far-off dark. Maybe a shifting branch brushing a window. Maybe the soft mechanical hum of something resting in your home. Your brain interprets distant nighttime sounds differently from daytime ones. At night, they become markers of safety, proof that the world is still there, steady and predictable. While you slow into quiet, and in this quiet, time widens again. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. There's a beautiful irony hidden in all of this. Time feels slowest when you stop trying to measure it, when you let go of the clock, when you fall into sensation, breath, warmth, sound, softness. Tonight, that's all the universe wants from you. Not attention, not analysis, just presence, simple, effortless, gentle. The night deepens around you like a warm blanket. The world settles into its softer frequencies, and you drift forward into the slowest stretch of this journey where your body, your mind, and the quiet hours begin to move as one. You can rest now. Time continues to spread out around you, not as something to keep track of, but as something to drift through. The deeper the night becomes, the more your mind shifts from measuring the world to feeling it. Thoughts no longer arrive in lines, they arrive in waves. Moments don't stack, they dissolve into one another. And the quiet patterns of your awareness begin to glow softly, like distant lanterns on still water. It's okay to drift. Somewhere inside the architecture of your mind, the prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for planning, analyzing, keeping score, begins to dim its activity. This isn't sleep yet. It's the gentle prelude, the lowering of the stage lights, the beginning of a slow dissolve. Without the pressure of constant thought, your inner world expands. Your senses open into their nighttime clarity, and time itself becomes less of a path and more of a presence. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Researchers sometimes call this period the quiet interval, a transitional state where your sense of self loosens, where attention floats freely, and where the borders between past and present soften. Your brain enters a mode that favors internal imagery over external detail, and this shift slows your perception to something tender, smooth, and round. You can rest now. As your awareness drifts deeper, you may notice the way your thoughts feel lighter. Ideas arrive without urgency. Memories drift in without weight. You might even feel like you're sinking slowly into the mattress, not physically, but perceptually, as if the body and the bed have softened into a single surface. This feeling comes from the slow, rhythmic firing of GABAergic neurons, which quiet the electrical chatter between brain regions. It's the brain dimming its lights. It's the mind stepping gently backward from the brightness of the day. It's okay to drift. In the distance of your awareness, the night continues to hum. Faint vibrations in the walls, the soft shifting of the air, your own heartbeat echoing like a slow drum. These small sounds, barely noticeable in daylight, become companions in the night. They anchor you, they wrap around you, they help the nervous system understand that nothing is threatening, nothing is urgent. Safety saturates the room like warm dusk. You can rest now. If you pay attention, you might sense how your breath has changed. It's slower, smoother, more even. Your exhale might be longer than your inhale, a natural sign that the parasympathetic system has taken the lead. Every long exhale sends a message through the vagus nerve, telling the heart to slow, telling the mind to soften, telling the body to release its grip on the day. This isn't something you force. It's something that happens when you simply allow the night to settle around you. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Somewhere in the room, subtle shifts continue. The temperature might feel slightly cooler, just 1 or 2 degrees, enough for your body to begin its descent towards sleep. This cooling is part of a natural circadian cascade, one that helps reduce internal noise and sharpen the body's sense of rest. Everything you feel now, the looseness in your limbs, the drifting in your thoughts, the softness in your attention, is part of that slow cascade. It's okay to drift. The perception of time continues to stretch. Seconds feel rounder. Minutes feel wider. And within this, widening your awareness moves in smooth, dreamlike loops. Your brain reduces its sense of forward movement. Instead, it creates a gentle feeling of suspension, not stuck, not frozen, just floating in a warm, slow interval with no beginning and no end. You can rest now. In the medieval world, people believed the deep night was a sacred threshold, an hour outside time where the world's pace slowed enough for the mind to wander freely. They wrote about it as though it were a physical place, a chamber between hours. Tonight, in your quiet room, that chamber exists again. Not outside you, but inside your perception. Inside the way your mind lets go of urgency, grasp, worry, and timekeeping. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. And as you sink even further into this slow, unhurried stretch of night, your sensory world grows simpler. Your mind isn't processing the details of the room anymore, the objects, the edges, the tasks waiting for tomorrow. It only registers warmth, softness, the shape of the blankets, the presence of stillness. This simplification is intentional. It's part of the architecture of the night. Your thalamus, the brain's sensory gatekeeper, begins to filter out almost everything that's unnecessary. Only comfort remains. It's okay to drift. The longer you linger in this rhythm, the more the night opens around you. It feels vast yet gentle, like a quiet landscape stretching in all directions. And in that vastness, time stops feeling like something measured in numbers and starts feeling like something measured in breaths. Inhale, the moment expands. Exhale, the moment deepens. Inhale again, the night widens. Exhale, the whole world slows. You can rest now. Your thoughts continue drifting towards softness. Daylight worries fall behind. Future tasks fade. Everything that once felt urgent has moved far to the edges of awareness, small and distant as a forgotten echo. What remains is warmth. What remains is rhythm. What remains is presence, simple, quiet presence. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. And now, as your mind begins to transition toward the horizon of sleep, the boundary between thought and dream becomes thin. Images flicker at the edge of perception. Shadows of memory. Fragments of imagination drifting like soft lights underwater. This is the threshold your brain creates each night, a gentle crossing point shaped by theta waves and silence. Nothing is asking you to move faster. Nothing is asking you to think harder. It's okay to drift. You can rest now. The deeper you move into the night, the more time begins to feel less like a line and more like a quiet atmosphere. It surrounds you, not with urgency, but with stillness. It doesn't insist on being measured. It simply holds you softly, slowly, like a warm current moving under the surface of the world. You can rest now. In this part of the night, your awareness floats in a gentle middle space, not awake in the ordinary sense, not asleep in the full sense either. It's a place where the mind loosens its grip on timekeeping, letting seconds stretch far beyond their usual boundaries. Researchers sometimes call this the pre-sleep drift, where your brain's internal clock runs just slightly slower, sometimes by 5 to 15%. It doesn't sound like much, but to consciousness, that small shift feels enormous. It feels like the whole night is opening, widening, breathing out. It's okay to drift. Your body moves deeper into stillness. Muscles release tension in small, gradual waves, first in the face, then through the shoulders, then the arms, the torso, the legs. This release is guided by changes in the motor cortex and the lowering of neural firing rates across the body's movement centers. It's not something you force. It's a biological lullaby unfolding at its own pace. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. And as the muscles relax, your sense of self changes shape. You begin to feel less like a body lying in a room and more like a presence drifting in a warm atmosphere. Boundaries soften. The edges of your awareness dissolve. This dissolving is known as proprioceptive quieting, and it's one of the earliest signs that your mind is preparing to enter the deeper phases of sleep. You can rest now. It's in this softened space, this quiet threshold, that the mind becomes most sensitive to imagery. Not daydreams, not full dreams, but the kind of gentle drifting pictures that rise from the deeper folds of memory and imagination. These images are shaped by the activity of the posterior cingulate cortex, a region that flickers with slow, rhythmic patterns as wakefulness lifts away. They aren't here to distract you. They're here to guide you inward toward a slower world where time unwinds itself. It's okay to drift. Somewhere outside, the night moves through its own slow rhythms. The air cools by a fraction of a degree. Distant sounds fade in and out like soft tides. Even the earth turning steadily under your home at 1,000 miles per hour feels somehow still a paradox offered by a mind ready to let go. Your inner universe doesn't measure motion the way physics does. It measures presence. And right now, presence is soft, low, unhurried. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. There is a deep human history to this nighttime slowing. Before clocks, before electricity, before the constant hum of busy lives, people drifted into time the way animals and oceans do, following light, following warmth, following instinct. Their sense of night wasn't divided into hours and minutes. It was shaped by sensation, cool air, soft darkness, fading firelight, the slow arc of stars overhead. You are stepping into that ancient rhythm again. Not by going backward, but by allowing your mind to remember something simple. Time moves differently when you are safe. You can rest now. Neuroscience supports this too. When the amygdala senses calm, when there are no threats, no bright lights, no sudden noise, it signals the brain to slow down its internal clock. It's a survival mechanism, a way of conserving energy, a way of preparing for restoration. That's what you're feeling now. That gentle dilation, that spaciousness inside the moment. It's the body saying, this is the time to let go. This is the time to slow. It's okay to drift. In this widening perception, your thoughts become softer. Instead of forming in sentences, they form in textures, warmth, coolness, weightlessness, quiet. Time becomes something felt rather than counted. It ebbs and flows with each breath, each subtle shift of sensation. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. You may notice that your awareness doesn't move forward anymore. It moves downward, deeper into the body, deeper into stillness, deeper into the quiet architecture of the night. This descent is guided by slow oscillations rising through the cortex, pulses around 1 hertz, like gentle heartbeats in the fabric of consciousness. These pulses carry you toward the edge of dreaming, not abruptly, not dramatically, just with the slow, steady patience of a darkened room settling into silence. You can rest now. The night holds you carefully here in this widening sense of time. Nothing rushes, nothing pulls you forward. Everything expands in smooth, unhurried circles. You are drifting into the calmest part of the journey, a place where the world grows softer and your mind begins to drift in long, low arcs, like constellations moving across the sky at a pace too slow for the eye to follow. It's okay to drift, and as this softness surrounds you, your sense of time continues to lengthen. Seconds feel stretched, minutes feel deep. The entire landscape of experience becomes wide and quiet, shaped only by breath and stillness. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The night deepens around you, and with it, your experience of time becomes slower still, almost motionless, like a quiet lake at the end of a long dusk. There's no rush here, no direction, just a soft widening, a gentle unfurling of the moment. You can rest now. At this depth of the night, the mind shifts into what researchers call reduced temporal resolution. It means your brain stops updating the world in rapid frames and begins processing everything in slower, smoother intervals. Instead of taking in sensory information dozens of times a second, it drifts into a calmer pace. Fewer updates, fewer signals, fewer interruptions, and the effect is unmistakable. The world feels slower because your mind is moving slower. It's okay to drift. You may notice how soft your breath has become, barely a sound, barely a motion. This quiet breathing generates tiny oscillations in the vagus nerve, telling the rest of your body that it is safe, that the night is yours, that the day has finally exhaled. The brain responds by lowering cortisol and increasing the amplitude of alpha waves. These waves shimmer across the cortex like gentle tides, smoothing out the surface of your thoughts. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. At the same time, something deeper is unfolding, a subtle change in how your memory circuits fire. Your hippocampus is preparing for its nightly task, sorting through the day, filing what matters, dissolving what doesn't. But during this pre-sleep drift, it slows its activity dramatically. This slowing contributes to the sensation that events feel far away, as though you're watching them from a soft distance. You can rest now. The physical world around you moves at its usual pace, electricity flowing, air shifting, the earth turning, but your inner world does not. Your perception is gliding through time at its own rhythm now. A slower rhythm, a deeper rhythm, and in this rhythm, time feels both infinite and intimate, wide enough to hold the whole night, close enough to feel like a whisper. It's okay to drift. Far in the background of your awareness, the night carries its own gentle soundscape. Maybe there's a faint hum from the room, maybe a distant street somewhere far beyond your window, maybe nothing but the soft silence shaped by the darkness itself. Your brain processes nighttime sound in a completely different way than daytime sound, not as stimuli to react to, but as textures that help you sink deeper. Low-frequency sounds around 60 to 120 hertzes act as a natural anchor for the drifting mind. They give the world a steady pulse, a barely audible heartbeat. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. As you continue drifting your internal clock, that fragile rhythm, managed by just a few thousand neurons, begins to loosen even more. Melatonin is near its peak now. Your core body temperature has fallen slightly below its daytime baseline. Your blood pressure has lowered by a gentle margin. Together, these changes create a sensation the body interprets as slowed time. Not frozen time, not stopped, just unhurried. You can rest now. The mind in this softened space no longer feels bound to the passing of minutes. It wanders in, loops in spirals, in drifting arcs. Thoughts rise and fall like lanterns floating across a dark river. Memory dissolves into imagery. The sense of next evaporates. This is the threshold between consciousness and the slow waves of early sleep. The brain begins to prepare for the shift from alpha to theta dominance. Theta waves, those 4 to 7 hertz patterns, invite you into a world shaped less by logic and more by intuition, sensation, and soft drifting corners of thought. It's okay to drift. If you listen closely, you may feel the weight of your body changing. It's not heavier or lighter, just less defined. The boundaries between you and the mattress blur. Your limbs feel distant, almost like echoes. This sensation is part of the body's descent into hypnagogia, a quiet surrender before dreams form. At this stage, the mind often generates flashes of imagery, not full scenes, just glimmers, light patterns, shapes, soft movement behind closed eyes. These flickers are the brain weaving the first threads of the night's inner landscape. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Time stretches wider. The room feels larger. The space between your breaths feels deep and slow. Some minute inside the clock is lengthening quietly, unnoticed by the world, but profoundly felt inside you. You can rest now. And beyond your home, the universe continues its gentle dance. Starlight that has traveled hundreds or thousands of years reaches Earth tonight with no urgency at all. The Milky Way's spiral arms drift at their own pace, 220 million years for a single cosmic rotation. Even the expansion of the universe unfolds over billions of years, moving with a quiet patience far beyond human perception. Compared to that vastness, the pace of your breath is a miracle of slowness. It's okay to drift. Your mind senses this scale without needing to see it. It feels the vast, slow rhythms of the cosmos and mirrors them internally, quieting itself, letting go, lowering energy, releasing time. And in that release, everything slows: breath, thought, memory, awareness. The world inside you becomes a soft, dim shoreline where moments wash in and out without hurry. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. This is the deepest part of your pre-sleep descent, the place where time stretches so far that it becomes almost circular, where minutes feel like warm pools of stillness, where the mind lets go of its grip on direction. You can rest now. It's okay to drift. The universe holds you slow and low. The night carries you into an even slower rhythm, now a place where time no longer feels stretched, but gently dissolved. Moments don't lengthen here. They blur softly into one another until the idea of before and after becomes unnecessary. All that remains is presence, warm and quiet, drifting like a faint glow beneath your thoughts. You can rest now. Your brain continues its descent through the layered architecture of rest. Electrical activity is slowing in a coordinated pattern, not randomly, but with remarkable precision. Large populations of neurons begin firing in slower, synchronized pulses, creating gentle waves that ripple across the cortex. These waves are the early signatures of stage N1 sleep, but you're still just at the threshold, floating in the doorway, not inside yet. In this threshold, the perception of time loses structure. Seconds become soft shapes. Minutes feel like low tides sweeping quietly across the mind. Nothing moves fast. Nothing needs to. It's okay to drift. Somewhere deep in your awareness, the world is becoming muted. Not dark, just soft. Your brain's attention networks, the systems that scan the environment and look for change, are dimming their activity. They no longer interpret every sound as a signal. They interpret sounds as context, as texture in the darkness. The hum of the room feels steady. The air against your skin feels calm. Even silence has weight, like a gentle blanket laying itself over your senses. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Slowly, the sense of where your body ends and where the space around you begins starts to fade. This is one of the earliest perceptual dissolutions before sleep, an unwinding of the brain's proprioceptive map. The somatosensory cortex reduces its firing, conserving energy, letting sensation fall into a dim glow rather than a sharp outline. The effect is unmistakable. Your body feels like it's sinking, or floating, or resting in some warm, weightless medium that holds you without effort. You can rest now, and then something subtle but beautiful begins to happen. Internal imagery becomes richer. Not full dreams yet, just soft impressions of color, movement, or light. These impressions come from the deeper folds of the brain where the visual and memory circuits begin to mingle. Researchers call them hypnagogic micro-images. Artists call them the first spark of the dream world. Whatever name they carry, they serve the same purpose. They guide your awareness into the slow inner landscape of the night. It's okay to drift. Meanwhile, the outside world moves at its usual speeds. The planet is still orbiting the sun at 67000 miles per hour. The moon still drifts through its path, tugging lightly on the oceans. Even the rotation of Earth continues with quiet consistency beneath you. But inside this room, inside this moment, none of that movement matters. Your inner universe is operating at a different pace altogether. Slower, warmer, more human. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The sense of sound changes again at this depth of drift. Your auditory cortex becomes less responsive to quick, sharp stimuli and more attuned to sustained low tones. This shift is what makes a steady fan or the faint hum of distant traffic feel so comforting they fall within the frequency range your nighttime brain interprets as safety. In medieval writings, these sounds were called night guardians, gentle protectors of the sleeping mind. Today, we call them white noise, brown noise, or room tone. But the effect is ancient, a signal to the nervous system that everything is steady, everything is predictable, everything is calm. You can rest now. As the darkness deepens, your brain begins adjusting its flow of neurotransmitters again. GABA further reduces cortical activity. Adenosine, the chemical of tiredness, continues to accumulate, nudging your awareness downward. Serotonin patterns shift to support the transition into full sleep. These changes don't rush. They unfold slowly, like petals unfolding under moonlight, each one lowering your mental tempo by another fraction. It's okay to drift. Thoughts now come in fragments, not structured, ideas not sentences, just small pieces of meaning carried on soft currents. You might linger on a memory for a moment before it dissolves. You might drift into a sensation before it fades into warmth. You might feel the hint of a dream forming at the edges of perception. This fragmentation is not confusion, it's peace. It's the brain letting go of the day's rigid structure and returning to its oldest, most natural rhythm. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. And now, in this soft, wide world of half-awareness, time feels almost motionless. Not frozen, just wonderfully unhurried. A quiet place where every breath feels like its own small universe, calm and slow and deep. You can rest now. It's okay to drift. The night holds you slow and low. The room feels softer now, as if the walls themselves have settled into the same slow rhythm you're drifting through. Nothing presses forward anymore. Nothing asks to be remembered. Even the idea of time feels like it has melted quietly into the background, leaving only the gentle shape of this moment. You can rest now. Your brain continues lowering its activity in smooth, synchronized waves. The first hints of theta-dominant drift move through your awareness, creating the sensation of falling gently inward, not downward in space, but inward into yourself, into the quiet architecture of thought, memory, and sensation blending together. This inward motion is a natural part of the pre-sleep descent. It's your mind releasing its grip on linear time and slipping into a landscape where events unfold in slow arcs rather than sharp steps. It's okay to drift. Somewhere deep in the thalamus, the relay stations that usually deliver sensory information begin to soften their connections. They're not shutting down, just filtering, dimming, smoothing. This is why everything feels quieter now, even if nothing in the room has changed. Your brain is simply choosing not to respond to the world with its usual daytime urgency. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. A gentle warmth spreads through your limbs. Muscles rest heavily against the bed. Every small movement slows as motor neurons reduce their firing rate. You may feel the urge to shift slightly, find a more comfortable position, or let your body sink deeper into the mattress. Follow whatever brings ease. The body knows what it needs in these moments. Its wisdom is older than language. You can rest now. As the minutes drift by, though, by now, they no longer feel like minutes. Your internal perception becomes dreamlike. Thoughts drift in slow spirals rather than lines. Fragments of images rise and dissolve without reason. A shape, a color, the faint impression of a place you've never been yet somehow recognize. This is the brain weaving the first quiet threads of its nighttime tapestry. Not full dreams, but the soft prelude to dreaming. It's okay to drift. Temporal perception slows further. Your mind's ability to estimate time is now deeply altered. Seconds feel longer. Moments feel suspended. Scientists call this chronesthetic expansion, the expansion of felt time in the absence of external stimuli. But poets describe it differently. They say that in the quietest moments of night, time grows patient. And tonight, patience wraps around you like a soft shadow. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Your awareness may shift now between the sensation of your body and the wide, drifting quiet around it. Sometimes you feel your breath clearly. Other times, it feels distant, like an echo. Sometimes your limbs feel heavy. Other times, they feel like gentle outlines, floating in a warm field of softness. This variability is the mind's natural way of preparing for sleep. It reduces the precision of sensory mapping, allowing the body to transition into deeper restoration without being startled by every small change. You can rest now. In this state, the world narrows beautifully. Your room becomes a dim sanctuary. Your breath becomes a soft current. Your awareness narrows to a low glow in the center of your mind. The brainstem, the keeper of your most ancient rhythms, begins guiding your breathing more directly now. It favors longer exhales, shorter inhales, a pattern linked to deep safety and calm. It's okay to drift. Outside your window, night continues its slow procession. Light from stars tens or hundreds of years old reaches Earth in silent, patient lines. Clouds shift with barely perceptible motion. Even the air outside moves in long, low breaths that mirror your own. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Your body temperature continues its slow drop, another fraction of a degree signaling to your circadian system that the deepest phases of rest are approaching. This cooling also slows metabolic processes, reducing the brain's energy demand and allowing it to drift more easily into deeper oscillations. Every part of this transition is gentle. Biology never forces the descent into sleep. It invites it moment by moment. You can rest now. Thoughts become smaller now, not in meaning, but in shape. They appear like sparks drifting upward, fading as they rise. The logical centers of the brain grow quieter, while the emotional centers begin to glow softly, guiding you toward the dream-rich terrain ahead. Nothing needs to be solved here. Nothing needs to be fixed. All your mind requires is softness. It's okay to drift. If you listen closely, not with your ears, but with that deeper sense of awareness, you might feel the first slow wave pulses forming at the edges of consciousness. They're faint, gentle, like the deep ocean beneath shallow tides. Each wave lowers your mental tempo just a little more, easing you into that timeless state where restoration begins. And in this barely there rhythm, you begin to sense something profound. The present moment is no longer a point, it's a field, a wide, warm, unhurried field. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The room feels far away now. Your day feels even farther. The only thing that remains is this slow motion inside you, soft, steady, ancient. You can rest now. It's okay to drift. The universe holds you slow and low. The night carries you into a deeper stillness now, where even the idea of your own thoughts begins to feel far away. Not gone, just softened like distant lights behind a veil of mist. This is where the mind becomes spacious, wide enough for quiet to echo gently through it. You can rest now. In this space, your perception slows so deeply that moments feel like they hover before dissolving. Your brain's ability to estimate passing time, that subtle internal metronome, is drifting downward again. Studies show that during this stage, temporal resolution can fall to nearly half of its daytime rate. It means the world is no longer processed in slices. It's processed in smooth flowing intervals. You drift inside those intervals like a leaf floating on warm water. It's okay to drift. Your breath, now steady and low, creates a rhythm that aligns with these slow inner currents. Every inhale opens the moment slightly. Every exhale deepens it. This breath-driven widening activates the calmer branches of the vagus nerve, lowering heart rate variability into the nighttime range where tranquility tends to bloom. And as the night adjusts itself around you, your awareness becomes almost musical, not in sound, but in pattern, in the rise and fall of sensations, in the soft repetition of comfort. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The brain's default mode network, the constellation of regions that create internal wandering, begins drifting into harmonious rhythm. In waking life, this network flickers in irregular, unpredictable bursts, but at night it moves like slow tides across the cortex, carrying imagination, memory, and self-awareness in smoother, quieter cycles. This shift erases any clear sense of the clock's passing. It's why you sometimes feel like a whole hour disappears into a single breath, or a single breath opens into a vast stretch of time. You can rest now. Far beneath this drifting surface, your thalamus continues dimming its sensory gates. Light, sound, touch, everything becomes filtered into warmth, shadow, and soft blur. Your brain is choosing to protect you from the world so the deeper layers of restoration can begin their work. Sometimes, in this soft filtering, the edges of your body seem to disappear. You may feel like you're floating, or sinking, or expanding slightly outward, as if the boundary between you and the darkness has relaxed. This sensation is a sign that GABA pathways are quieting the somatosensory map, a natural untying of the day's bodily awareness. It's okay to drift. Outside the window, night continues its old and patient movement. Air shifts in slow waves. Distant lights shimmer faintly. Somewhere, a faint mechanical hum keeps steady time with your breathing. Your mind interprets these external rhythms as safe patterns, not as signals to react. It's the opposite of daytime vigilance. It's the quiet trust that comes when the world grows distant and the inner universe begins to unfold. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Your temperature has now lowered enough to encourage deeper rest. The gentle dip of 1 to 1.5 degrees Celsius that happens each night when sleep draws close. This cooling doesn't just relax the body, it slows metabolic processes, allowing energy to shift toward the brain's internal housekeeping. Adenosine concentrations continue to rise. Cortisol remains low. Melatonin peaks with a quiet persistence, a chemical lighthouse guiding your awareness toward the shore of deeper sleep. You can rest now, and as these biological rhythms settle into harmony, your perception of the night becomes wider. There's no pressure to reach sleep, no urgency to quiet your mind. The body is already doing the quietening for you. Thoughts arrive like gentle ripples on a long, dark sea. You notice them, but you do not follow. They drift outward, disappearing into the soft horizon of the moment. This letting go isn't forced. It's simply the natural motion of the mind when it is held by darkness and warmth and the deep slowness beneath perception. It's okay to drift. Somewhere inside you, the deeper circuits of memory begin to loosen. Not enough for dreams yet, that comes later, but enough for the day to feel far away, softened by the dim light of the mind's interior. When this happens, your sense of identity becomes quieter too. Not gone, just resting, just floating in a pool of tranquility, large enough to hold everything you carried today. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Here in this soft interior space, your experience of time expands like a ripple moving outward in slow motion. The room feels larger. Your awareness feels wider. The moment feels deeper. You can rest now. It's okay to drift. The moment expands even further now, unfolding like a long breath that never fully ends. You're drifting in a place where the usual markers of time, the sense of before, the sense of after, fade into a soft, continuous flow. Nothing interrupts it. Nothing divides it. Everything simply drifts. You can rest now. In this softened state, your awareness moves like a slow tide against a quiet shore. Thoughts rise, linger, dissolve. Sensations appear as faint ripples before fading back into stillness. There's no effort in this motion. It unfolds all on its own, shaped by the gentle rhythms of your half-sleeping mind. During this stage, the brain's temporal binding processes loosen, making events feel less sequential and more blended. This is why the night begins to feel like one long, warm moment instead of a series of minutes. It's okay to drift. The body too follows this slowing rhythm. Your breath flows in soft arcs. Your pulse rests low and steady. The electrical activity in your cortex grows quieter, smoother, more rhythmic. Each tiny shift prepares you for the deeper waves of sleep, even if you aren't fully aware of the transition. Deep inside the brainstem begins adjusting neurotransmitter levels. Noradrenaline continues to fall. Serotonin drifts into a calmer pattern. GABA spreads gently across the cortex, like a soft dimming of the lights. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. This dimming allows the mind to drift without anchoring to specifics. You're no longer grasping at details. The day doesn't pull at you. The future doesn't press against you. There is nothing to solve, nothing to chase. All that remains is the quiet rhythm of your inner universe. You can rest now. You may notice the sensation of your body becoming less distinct, not disappearing, but blending gently into the space around you. Arms, legs, shoulders, neck. They feel like outlines now, drawn softly in warm charcoal instead of sharp ink. This boundary fading comes from reduced somatosensory input and slower feedback loops between the brain and the body. What you're experiencing is normal, one of the most ancient entryways into sleep. It's okay to drift. Occasionally, a small sound in the room might reach you. A faint creak, a soft shift of fabric, the low sigh of air moving. But these sounds no longer arrive as interruptions. Your brain interprets them as part of the landscape, seamless within the slow-flowing moment. This is because the auditory cortex, now tuned to continuity rather than alertness, strengthens the sense of safety. It ties the environment together into one coherent field, so your awareness doesn't need to react to anything. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The deeper you sink, the more you feel the mind's internal currents carrying you. Some currents move toward memory, others toward imagery, others toward pure sensation. But none of them move quickly. Each one drifts, lingers, circles slowly, like a planet orbiting in a deep, dark sky. The universe beyond your window mirrors this pace. Stars drift across the night at 15 degrees per hour, though your eyes perceive them as stillness. Galaxies rotate over hundreds of millions of years. Nebulae expand in processes so slow that even thousands of human lifetimes would barely see a change. Compared to these cosmic rhythms, your breath is the center of stillness. You can rest now. The quiet inside you deepens. Your thoughts aren't linear anymore. They move like drifting patterns of smoke, rising, slightly, curling, fading. You might catch glimpses of images, a face, a shoreline, a quiet room, a color moving like water. These aren't dreams yet, just the mind dipping its fingers into the first pool of inner imagery. Neuroscientists call these hypnagogic sparks. They appear when activity in the visual cortex becomes untethered from the outside world. It's okay to drift. Your awareness moves gently with them, following without effort. Every flicker of imagery arrives slowly, floats a little, and fades softly back into darkness. Between them, you sense wide pockets of stillness, deep, silent intervals that feel like resting inside a long, quiet exhale. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Your internal clock has slowed further, without external cues, without bright light, without urgency. The suprachiasmatic nucleus relaxes into its nighttime frequency. Bursts of neuronal firing stretch out, creating longer perceptual windows. This is why you may feel like time is not just slowing, but melting. Your body accepts this melt with a familiar comfort, as if remembering something it was always meant to feel. You can rest now. Even your sense of the room shifts subtly. The ceiling may feel higher. The space around you may feel wider. The darkness may feel deeper. Not because the environment has changed, but because your perceptual boundaries are softening into the night. And as those boundaries soften, the moment expands. It's okay to drift. You're approaching the quiet edge where the mind begins transitioning into the deeper waves ahead. The place where slow time becomes no time, where moments turn into gentle, open space, where the day dissolves and the night becomes a soft field of drifting consciousness. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. You can rest now. It's okay to drift. The universe holds you slow and low. The night settles into a deeper hush now, the kind that feels like it was always waiting underneath the surface of the day. a hush so soft it feels woven from breath and shadow. And in this hush, your sense of time loosens even further, drifting into something wide and quiet. You can rest now. Your mind has entered a place where moments no longer fall one after another. They slide past gently, overlapping like sheets of soft light. This is where perceptual continuity begins, a state where the brain stops dividing experience into slices and instead lets everything blend. It feels like floating. It feels like sinking. It feels like neither, just drifting in slow, warm motion. It's okay to drift. Your neural tempo slows again, guided by the interplay of theta and low-frequency alpha waves. These waves move in rounded patterns, rhythmic and unhurried. They carry your awareness through soft inner landscapes, places that feel familiar without belonging to memory. Somewhere deep in the medial prefrontal cortex, activity continues to dim, letting the self loosen its defined edges. You feel less like a someone in the room and more like a warm presence resting in an endless quiet. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. This shift into softened identity is not sleep yet. It is the mind's gentle prelude, the lowering of its outer walls. It's how your inner world expands, giving space for calm to settle without resistance. Muscles relax even further. Your shoulders sink. Your jaw loosens. Your hands rest without weight. The body knows how to descend long before the mind realizes it's happening. You can rest now. Outside, the night continues, its slow conversation with itself, wind brushing softly across surfaces, distant air currents moving with long patience, the low hum of the world falling into its nocturnal rhythm. These ambient sounds sit lower in frequency now, or at least they feel lower because your auditory cortex is filtering them through its nighttime pathways. Anything above sudden sharpness is softened. Anything below the level of threat is welcomed. This is how your nervous system builds a shield of ease around you as you drift deeper. It's okay to drift. Your mind begins to generate longer threads of imagery. Not coherent stories, those belong to sleep, but slow drifting impressions, patterns of color, the outline of a shoreline, the shimmer of starlight behind your closed eyes, the sense of a field or a horizon gently breathing. This imagery is shaped by the deeper layers of the visual cortex interacting with the remnants of your day. No urgency, no structure, just the soft beginning of dreaming. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Your internal clock slows even more, operating with a relaxed, wandering rhythm. Without bright light or mental effort, the suprachiasmatic nucleus reduces its signaling frequency. Melatonin remains high. Adenosine continues to rise in gentle increments. All these chemicals guide you into the soft temporal field you're floating in now. This is why the night feels endless in the best way. It isn't endless, but your perception has expanded so wide that it feels that way. You can rest now. The weight of the day loosens completely here. Thoughts that felt important begin to fade like chalk marks brushed by an evening wind. Tasks, conversations, unfinished moments, they retreat into distance, softened by the mind's slow drift into its restorative patterns. What remains is warmth. What remains is breath. What remains is this widening moment stretching out like a calm ocean beneath your awareness. It's okay to drift. Your bodily awareness continues dissolving in gentle increments. You may feel your legs as soft lines rather than shapes. You may sense your hands not as objects, but as faint warmth. Your chest rises and falls like a quiet tide. This is one of the clearest signs of the approach to early deepening sleep. The soft uncoupling of attention from physical detail, a letting go guided entirely by biology. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The darkness around you feels thicker now. Not heavy, but full, like a deep night sky, holding its own slow, ancient rhythm. And in that darkness, time becomes something you move through without effort, something gentle, something kind. You can rest now. It's okay to drift. The universe holds you slow and low. The night deepens into a space where thoughts no longer feel like separate events. They drift together in long, gentle ribbons, sliding across the quiet surface of your awareness. Nothing stands out. Nothing interrupts. Everything flows in one soft direction, inward, downward, slower and slower. You can rest now. Your breath settles into a rhythm so smooth that it almost disappears into the stillness. This natural slowing lowers the signals traveling along the vagus nerve, creating a deeper sense of ease that spreads through your chest, your stomach, your limbs. It's a quiet conversation between your body and the night one that tells every part of you it's safe. It's okay to drift. Inside your brain, the thalamus continues its dimming process. It filters out more of the outside world, letting only the softest textures through the hum in the room, the slow movement of air, the faintest sense of temperature. This sensory quieting is one of the final steps before the brain transitions into more structured sleep. But you're not quite there yet. You're on the threshold, floating, suspended, held. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Time becomes even less defined here. Studies show that in this hypnagogic drift, the brain's internal clock can slow its subjective rate by another 10 to 20%, depending on light temperature and the depth of relaxation. This is why minutes feel like long strands of warmth, why memories feel far away, and why the moment feels endless in the gentlest way. You can rest now. The edge of your awareness softens into something spacious. You're no longer tracking sensations individually. They merge into a soft environment, breath, warmth, darkness, stillness, all blending into one. This blending happens because your sensory cortices are synchronizing into slow waves, preparing for the deeper oscillations ahead. It's okay to drift. Somewhere beyond your physical perception, your mind begins creating soft shapes, shadows, moving like water, distant glimmers of color, or the impression of a place without name or memory. These shapes drift up in slow patterns, then dissolve just as quietly. You might feel like you're floating above a field of gentle imagery. You might feel like these images are moving around you. You might not feel anything at all, just a calm emptiness where thought used to be. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. This emptiness isn't hollow. It's peaceful. It's the mind's way of unclenching, of giving you a space, free from pressure, free from effort. All day long, the brain organizes, evaluates, anticipates, but in this slow time threshold, it simply rests. And that rest feels like drifting in a warm, boundless place. You can rest now. Your body follows this inward motion. The sensation of limbs becomes faint. Muscles are quiet. Circulation slows slightly, easing pressure from your hands and feet. Your torso feels supported, even if no movement has happened at all. This is your nervous system lowering its guard. This is the shift into biological trust. It's okay to drift. Outside this quiet bubble, the world continues its ancient rhythms. Wind glides along surfaces. Night animals move in slow, careful patterns. The earth continues its silent turn under the stars. But all of it feels distant now, softened by your drifting perception. Your brain has stopped updating the outside world rapidly. It only checks in occasionally, lightly, gently, just enough to feel safe. The rest is silence. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. As sensory input fades, internal rhythms take over. The cortex begins to synchronize into early, slow wave patterns. Not full deep sleep, Not yet, but the first long, rounded oscillations that mark the brain's shift away from waking consciousness. These oscillations create the feeling of descending, floating, or expanding. The feeling that you're entering a wide, timeless space. You can rest now. Memory drifts. Identity loosens. Thought slips into softness. This dissociation is gentle and natural, a sign that the mind is releasing its grip on the waking world. It's okay to drift. Your internal timeline continues dissolving. You're not thinking about tomorrow. You're not replaying today. You're not holding on to anything. Everything moves in slow circular patterns, breath imagery, sensation, silence. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Here in this soft and widening moment, you've reached one of the deepest forms of slow time, a place where the world feels paused, held, suspended in warmth, a place that only appears when the mind feels safe enough to let the night guide it. You can rest now. It's okay to drift. The universe holds you slow and low. The night has opened fully now, unfolding into a quiet space where time seems to have no direction at all. Not forward, not backward, just a soft, endless drifting in the center of a warm, slow moment. You can rest now. Your awareness floats in a place where the edges of thought dissolve into gentle gradients. Everything feels rounded. Everything feels slow. The patterns inside your mind move like deep underwater currents, shifting without effort, without urgency, without weight. Researchers describe this state as reduced cortical integration, where the brain no longer binds events tightly together. Instead of assembling a timeline, it lets experience drift freely. This is what creates the profound sense of slow, unbroken time. It's okay to drift. Your breath moves like a tide, now low, unhurried, circular. Inhale, soft expansion. Exhale, slow release. These cycles are shaped by the brainstem's internal pacemaker, which has shifted into its nighttime rhythm. This rhythm reduces activity in the sympathetic system, allowing the whole body to settle into a warm, drifting quiet. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Beyond your closed eyes, faint imagery continues to form patterns, washes of color, small flickers of motion, like constellations rearranging themselves in the dark. This is the visual cortex running at its slow, dreamy frequency. It's not constructing stories, yet just sending out gentle signals, tiny invitations toward the deeper layers of sleep. You can rest now. Your sense of the room shifts as well. Space feels deeper, as though the air around you has widened into something soft and infinite. Walls feel farther away. Ceiling feels higher. The darkness becomes a kind of landscape, not empty, but full of quiet texture you cannot describe, only feel. This is the result of lowered sensory precision, a natural step in the descent toward deeper sleep. The brain relaxes its boundaries, and the world melts into a single slow field. It's okay to drift. Outside, the night carries its own slow rhythms. The hum of distant electricity, the subtle resonance of air moving through the world, the low-frequency sounds that blend into your drifting perception. Your brain registers these tones not as noise, but as presence, steady, gentle presence. These sounds signal safety. They tell your body it no longer needs to stand guard. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Within you, the deeper regions of the brain synchronize even further. The thalamus continues dimming sensory input. Cortical waves lengthen, becoming smoother, rounder. The default mode network drifts through long, unbroken loops. These changes bring you closer to the doorway of true slow-wave sleep. In this state, time has almost no texture at all. It's a warm expanse, a soft horizon, a place without measurement. You can rest now. You may sense your body only as warmth now, not as shape, not as weight, just as a presence, a gentle glow inside the darkness. This is the brain letting go of its waking map of the body, allowing the deeper systems to take over. The boundary between you and the room softens even more. Your awareness begins to float, untethered from your physical form, guided only by breath and quiet. It's okay to drift. Somewhere deep in the limbic system, emotional centers dim to a soft, neutral glow. This shift is why nighttime drifting feels safe, warm, and distant from the concerns of the day. The amygdala is quiet. The hippocampus slows its processing. The emotional world becomes smooth, quiet, unpressured. This emotional quieting is essential. It creates the safety the brain needs to move into deep restoration. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. As the room continues to fade, another change unfolds inside you. The brain begins forming the first slow waves of N. 2 long, smooth oscillations that move across the cortex like calm ocean swells. These waves reduce the precision of your inner timeline. Each pulse stretches the moment wider. Each pulse deepens the quiet. You can rest now. Your thoughts drift like faint silhouettes, soft, transparent, unhurried. Sometimes they feel like memory, sometimes like imagination, sometimes like pure sensation without meaning or name. These drifting fragments are the mind releasing the last of its daytime structure. It's okay to drift, and beneath these drifting fragments is a deeper quiet, a quiet that feels almost infinite, like standing at the edge of a vast dark sea with no wind, no motion, no sound except your own gentle breath. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The night holds you here in this warm, slow field. Nothing moves quickly anymore. Time is a soft river. Perception is a gentle tide. Awareness is a slow lantern drifting through a wide, dark sky. You can rest now. It's okay to drift. The universe holds you slow and low. The moment stretches into something almost beyond shape. Now, a soft expanse where nothing rises sharply, nothing falls away, and everything drifts without weight. You're floating in the quiet center of the night, where time feels less like a river and more like a gentle mist surrounding you. You can rest now. Inside your mind, thought fragments become even lighter. They drift like soft particles suspended in warm air, appearing, fading, merging with the stillness. Your brain is no longer assembling meaning. It's simply allowing experience to unfold in the slowest possible way. This is the quiet threshold just before the deeper stages of sleep, a place where awareness becomes thin, soft, luminous. It's okay to drift. Your breath becomes quieter, still slipping into a pattern the body chooses without effort. Inhale, barely rising. Exhale, long, smooth, dissolving into silence. This breath is the body's natural descent marker, a sign that sympathetic arousal has fallen to its night-bound minimum, a sign that everything inside you is moving toward deep, restorative rest. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The world around you feels distant, softened by the brain's filtering. External sounds blur into gentle, low textures. Light becomes a memory behind your eyelids. The room grows wide and dim, as if it's breathing at the same slow pace you are. Your sensory gates have relaxed almost completely now. Only the most essential signals make their way through warmth, pressure, breath. You can rest now. Internal imagery drifts more vividly for a moment, then softens again. A glimmer of distant light. A faint outline of a landscape. A shape you can almost recognize, but cannot quite hold. These impressions rise from the brain's default mode network, moving slowly across your inner field like small clouds in a windless sky. They aren't dreams, yet just the warm shoreline on the edge of dreaming. It's okay to drift. Your body's boundaries continue dissolving. Arms, legs, torso, they feel weightless, blurred like soft outlines merging into the darkness. This sensation is caused by the continuous reduction in somatosensory feedback, the natural unwinding of the body map as the brain prepares to enter slow wave cycles. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The deeper systems of the brain, the ones that govern rhythm and continuity, begin creating longer, more synchronized waves. These waves travel in slow arcs across the cortex, smoothing out the remnants of waking activity. Each pulse feels like a gentle pull downward. Each pulse quiets the mind. These waves are your passage into the no-time state, a place where your perception becomes so wide and so slow that time itself seems to disappear. You can rest now. Here, thought doesn't follow the shape of language anymore. Instead, it drifts as sensation, warmth, shadow, breath, softness. You may feel as though you're drifting in a warm ocean, or floating just above the mattress, or expanding into the darkness around you. This isn't imagination. It's the brain loosening the boundaries of identity, letting you slip gently beneath the surface of wakefulness. It's okay to drift. Your emotional centers dim, further settling into a low, neutral glow. Anything that held tension earlier in the day fades, now falling into a soft equilibrium. It's the mind's way of preparing the emotional landscape for healing, creating a quiet field where nothing presses forward. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. As time dissolves, your awareness floats in what neuroscientists sometimes call temporal suspension, a stage where the brain stops estimating duration altogether. There is no countdown here, no measurement, no reference point, just warmth, just breath, just the deep, unbroken quiet of this moment. You can rest now. Faint hypnagogic sparks flicker at the edge of perception, not bright, not distracting, just soft pulses of imagery woven into the slow fabric of your awareness. These are the final threads before the dream world begins to form, and with each flicker, a little more of the waking world falls away. It's okay to drift. Now, your mind feels as though it's floating in a wide, weightless dark, a dark that holds you rather than surrounds you. A dark that feels warm, gentle, timeless. This experience is common in the transition toward deeper sleep, the sense that time is no longer a river, but a soft, infinite field. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Nothing pulls you back. Nothing stands in your way. You are drifting through the slowest part of the night, a place shaped entirely by softness, by quiet, by the ancient rhythms of the body falling into rest. You can rest now. It's okay to drift. The universe holds you slow and low. The night has reached a depth where silence becomes a presence of its own. Soft, steady, almost luminous in the way it holds you. There is no rush in this place, no edges, just a gentle field of stillness where your awareness drifts weightlessly. You can rest now. Your breath settles into a rhythm that feels more like a glide than an inhale. Each exhale stretches into the room, slow and warm, mingling with the quiet around you. This long, unhurried breathing lowers the body's internal tempo even further, guiding your heart rate into its nighttime valley and letting your whole system drift toward a state beyond time. It's okay to drift. Inside your mind, thought no longer arrives as words or ideas. It arrives as textures, darkness, warmth, faint motion, a soft tide rising and falling somewhere deep within. Neural activity shifts into larger, slower waves, waves that feel like they move beneath your awareness, supporting it like calm water. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The edges of the room fade even more. Walls feel distant and gentle, as though they've expanded outward into the darkness. The ceiling drifts upward, becoming a soft shape rather than a boundary. The air feels warmer, fuller, almost like a tide surrounding your body. This perception comes from the brain's reduced spatial mapping, a natural transition as sleep approaches. The mind stops drawing sharp borders, and everything becomes part of a single, slow continuum. You can rest now. Your limbs grow faint in your awareness, hands dimming into warmth, legs dissolving into the mattress, your chest rising and falling with the slow rhythm of night. This soft erasure of bodily boundaries is one of the clearest signs that the nervous system is ready to release its last threads of wakefulness. It's okay to drift. Imagery continues to flicker gently in the darkness behind your eyes. Not vivid, more like silhouettes, soft pulses of color, echoes of memory, blending with imagination. These drifting impressions come from the visual cortex, shifting into a mode that favors internal creation over external perception. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The passage of time becomes impossible to measure now. Seconds feel wide and round. Minutes feel like distant waves. Your internal clock slowed by the circadian cascade, and the last of your waking consciousness loosens its structure until it becomes more sensation than measurement. This sensation of floating in a moment without edges is the threshold of near-sleep timelessness. You can rest now. Sound, too, becomes part of this slow field. The faint hum in your room merges with your breath. Distant noises blur into soft, low tones. Your mind interprets every sound not as something to react to, but as something that gently deepens the stillness around you. This is the auditory system entering its nighttime state, where continuity replaces vigilance. It's okay to drift. Your emotional centers now, at their quietest, settle into a gentle equilibrium. Nothing pulls, nothing tightens. Everything rests in a slow, warm calm. This emotional quiet is essential, the gateway to the dream-rich depths waiting ahead. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Even gravity feels softer here. The bed feels less like a surface and more like a warm presence holding you. This sensation arises because your vestibular system, the inner ear balance mechanism, begins releasing its daytime precision, allowing your perception to float, expand, and soften. You can rest now. Within the brain, neural firing slows to its nighttime minimum. Signals travel more slowly. Regions that once worked separately begin sinking into smoother rhythms. This synchronization is the prelude to slow-wave sleep, the final doorway into the night's deepest restoration. But you don't cross that doorway abruptly. You drift toward it in widening circles, like a leaf gliding slowly toward the center of a calm lake. It's okay to drift. Your thoughts become almost silent now, not gone, just faint, like small echoes fading gently in a vast space. They rise, shimmer, dissolve, each one stretching the moment a little wider, each one releasing the mind a little deeper into stillness. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Here, in this warm, soft field of near timelessness, you are held completely, no urgency, no direction. Just the quiet unfolding of the night. You can rest now. It's okay to drift. The universe holds you slow and low. The quiet around you deepens into something almost physical now, a soft, velvety stillness that feels like it gathers beneath your thoughts and rises gently around your body. It's the kind of quiet that only appears at the very end of waking, a quiet shaped by warmth, darkness, and the steady rhythm of a slowing mind. You can rest now. Your awareness floats inside this stillness like a small, warm light drifting on calm water. It doesn't try to shine. It just exists soft and steady, glowing faintly in the vast dark of the night. Thoughts approach it, slowly circle once, and then fade as though even they understand how delicate this moment is. It's okay to drift. Your breath moves in long arcs. Each inhale, subtle and slow. Each exhale, a gentle release that seems to dissolve the space around you. This breathing rhythm carries your nervous system into the lowest ranges of nighttime calm, letting the parasympathetic pathways guide every part of you downward into warm quiet. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Inside your mind, imagery becomes soft and wide, colors without edges, shapes without names, shadows drifting like clouds across an unseen sky. Sometimes they appear for just a moment, sometimes they linger and stretch into the darkness before dissolving again. These flickers are the final remnants of wakeful consciousness, loosening their hold as the brain prepares to fall fully into slow-wave sleep. You can rest now. The room feels distant, as though it exists behind a soft curtain of quiet. Your body feels distant too, not absent, just part of the stillness, now melded gently with the warmth of the mattress and the darkness wrapping around you. This dissolving of boundaries deepens as the somatosensory cortex drops into its nighttime rhythm, allowing every limb, every surface, every sensation to blur into a single field of rest. It's okay to drift. Your heart rate has reached its sleep-bound low. Your temperature hovers in its nightly valley. The entire body moves with the slow, stable rhythm of deepening restoration. Inside the brain, the thalamus allows fewer and fewer signals through, protecting you from the world, clearing a path for the deeper cycles of the night. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Neural oscillations expand again, forming slow, sweeping waves that wash across the cortex at less than a cycle per second. These waves create the sensation of sinking or floating or expanding beyond the body, the mind's gentle transition into the deepest phases of sleep. You can rest now. Time feels almost motionless here. Seconds dissolve into warmth. Moments blend together like gentle tides in darkness. Your internal clock has slowed to a point where measurement becomes impossible. You are simply held in one long, quiet breath of the night. It's okay to drift. The emotional landscape has quieted to complete stillness. No sharpness, no weight, no pull from the past or the future. Just a wide, steady calm, spreading like a soft horizon beneath your awareness. This emotional quiet is one of the last markers before the mind falls fully into N3, the deep, slow, unbroken sleep that heals and restores. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Faint echoes of imagery may still flicker, but they move slower now, as though they're drifting far from the shore of waking. Each one dissolves into the darkness with ease, leaving behind a deeper silence with every passing moment. You can rest now. Your awareness hovers at the very edge of sleep's deepest doorway, a place where lightness replaces thought, where warmth replaces memory, where breath becomes the only rhythm needed to guide you. Everything slows, everything softens, everything loosens. It's okay to drift. Beyond this threshold, the brain no longer distinguishes moments in time. It simply sinks into a continuous field of slow-wave rhythm, a quiet world where restoration flows through every cell without interruption. You are almost there, held by darkness, supported by breath, carried by the slowest part of the night. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. You can rest now. It's okay to drift. The universe holds you slow and low. The night folds into an even deeper stillness now. A stillness so smooth, it feels like the darkness has turned to soft water around you. You drift inside it, quietly weightless, as though the entire world has slowed to match the rhythm of your breath. You can rest now. Your mind is almost free of structure here. Thoughts don't form in lines anymore. They drift like faint ripples, barely touching the surface of awareness before dissolving into the warm dark. This dissolution is the mind's way of releasing the final threads of waking. It's okay to drift. Your breath is slow and warm, moving like a soft tide in the quiet space beneath your ribs. Each exhale opens a little more stillness. Each inhale brings in the faint glow of the moment. This breathing pattern is one your body chooses on its own, a rhythm shaped by the deep circuitry of rest. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Everything you feel now is wrapped in a gentle blur. The room has become distant. Your body has become a field of warmth rather than shape. The mind floats inside that warmth, untethered, unhurried, unbound by any direction or thought. You can rest now. Inside the brain, slow oscillations move in wide, unbroken arcs, sweeping across the cortex in waves less than a cycle per second. These waves carry your awareness downward, not sharply, but like a soft descent through layers of quiet. This is where time becomes a feeling instead of a measurement, where every moment merges with the next smooth and round as breath. It's okay to drift. Hypnagogic sparks may still appear, dim lights, shifting shapes, a flash of a landscape, a slow swirl of color behind closed eyes. But they move slowly now, as if floating through warm darkness, as if dissolving before they arrive. Your brain is releasing the last splinters of wakefulness, letting each fragment fade into stillness. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The sense of your body continues to dissolve. Your hands feel like warmth. Your legs feel like gentle weight. Your face relaxes into softness. Your entire form becomes a quiet glow, suspended in the darkness. This dissolution is guided by the brain's quieting map of the body, a natural step as consciousness drifts deeper towards slow-wave sleep. You can rest now. Outside, the night continues, its ancient rhythm quiet and slow, as though the world itself is holding its breath with you. Distant sounds blur into low tones, long and steady, like the deep hum of the universe moving through space. Your brain interprets these low frequencies as safety signals of a world at rest. It's okay to drift. Inside you, the thalamus tightens the last of its sensory gates, allowing only the softest impressions through. This is why the world feels so far away, why everything feels smooth and dim, why thought itself feels like it's sinking beneath warm water. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The emotional centers of the brain rest at their lowest activation. There is no rumination here, no urgency, no echo of anything from the day, just a deep, buoyant calm holding you gently from all sides. You can rest now. The deeper rhythms of sleep are forming beneath consciousness, slow, rounded waves moving through the brain's architecture, harmonizing regions that worked separately during the day. This is the biological heart of rest, the moment where restoration prepares to begin. It's okay to drift. Your sense of time dissolves into this slow, warm field. There is no earlier, no later, no next moment waiting to arrive. Just the gentle glow of now wide, soft, and endlessly calm. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. You can rest now. It's okay to drift. The universe holds you slow and low. The quiet at this depth feels complete now. A soft, velvety dark that holds every part of you in slow, gentle stillness. There is no separation between your breath and the room between your thoughts and the warm silence around them. Everything drifts together in one seamless, unhurried field. You can rest now. Your awareness floats like a small ember in the darkness, glowing softly, barely rising or falling, suspended in the thick quiet of the night. Even the idea of thinking feels far away, like a memory dissolving into warm air. It's okay to drift. Your breath is long and low each exhale, dissolving a little more of the world each inhale, drifting lightly into the space behind your ribs. The body follows without effort, settling deeper, softening further, surrendering to the slowest rhythm it knows. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Inside your mind, imagery becomes thin and hazy shadows that shimmer for a moment before melting back into the dark. Sometimes a color, sometimes a faint shape, sometimes nothing at all but the soft glow of near sleep. These flickers are the last drifting lights before the dream world opens. You can rest now. Your body feels distant, like something gently dissolving into warmth. Limbs blur into the mattress. The boundary between skin and air softens. All sensation becomes a single, slow hum. This is the natural release of the somatosensory map, the mind letting go of the physical world. It's okay to drift. Time no longer feels stretched or slowed. It feels absent. A quiet space with no edges, no movement, no direction. Your internal clock has slipped beneath the surface, leaving only the simple rhythm of breath and stillness. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The emotional centers in the brain have dimmed to their softest glow. Nothing pulls you outward now. Nothing rises to the surface. Everything rests in a tender, effortless calm that fills the entire body. You can rest now. Deep inside the cortex, slow wave patterns begin to form in long, wide arcs. Waves that sweep across the inner landscape, cool and quiet, guiding the mind toward the depths where true restoration lives. These waves move with the patience of mountains, with the softness of nightfall, with the slow breath of the earth itself. It's okay to drift. Your awareness dips in and out of subtle imagery, not fully awake, not fully dreaming, just floating in a warm, unbroken calm. Thought arrives like a faint ripple. Then everything fades again into stillness. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. At this depth, the room feels infinite, as if the darkness stretches for miles, as if your breath echoes through a space larger than the night outside your window. This expansion is not imagined. It's the brain releasing spatial boundaries as it enters the slow healing stages of sleep. You can rest now. Each moment melts into the next, like warm light sinking into water. There is no distinction between them, just a quiet continuous now. A gentle, timeless field that holds you in its center. It's okay to drift. Your breath becomes quieter still, almost silent, as the night carries you deeper into its slow, tender rhythm. Nothing rushes, nothing tightens, nothing asks for anything at all. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Thought dissolves, warmth rises, silence deepens, and the body sinks into the softest part of the night, guided only by breath, by darkness, by the ancient rhythm of rest. You can rest now. It's okay to drift. The universe holds you slow and low. The night settles into a depth where everything feels suspended. A quiet world made of warm darkness and the slow drift of your breath. Here, time has almost no meaning. It opens like a soft horizon, wide, still, endlessly calm. You can rest now. Your awareness drifts like a faint light moving through deep water, slow, smooth, without direction. Thought slips away before it can form. Memory softens into gentle suggestion. Only warmth remains. Only breath. Only the slow flow of this moment. It's okay to drift. Your breath glides outward, long and warm, and the quiet around you deepens again. You feel held not by the bed, not by the room, but by the softness of the night itself. A quiet embrace shaping itself around every exhale. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The body becomes faint, dissolving into subtle waves of comfort. A glow in the chest, a warmth in the arms, a gentle sinking through the mattress. These sensations blur together, merging into a single, peaceful field. You can rest now. The mind echoes softly with fragments of earlier quiet, the sense of drifting, the widening darkness, the slow waves beneath thought. These echoes appear not as memory, but as a faint rhythm in the background of consciousness, like soft ripples returning to a still lake. It's okay to drift. Inside the brain, slow oscillations widen into long, rounded pulses, spreading their quiet through the cortex. Each pulse smooths the edges of awareness, softening you into the dark, drawing you toward the quiet center of sleep. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The room feels distant, a soft outline lost inside a larger, darker stillness. Walls dissolve into shadow. Ceiling fades upward. The space around you becomes endless, as though you're drifting in a warm, moonless ocean. You can rest now. Imagery drifts behind your closed eyes, slow, dim glimmers, soft light, the sense of shapes moving through deep dusk. They arrive without meaning, float gently, fade without effort, opening the mind further into timelessness. It's okay to drift. Your emotional world is quieter than it has been all day, still levels soft as velvet. Nothing presses forward, nothing rises, nothing asks to be held. Your inner landscape feels wide and unbroken. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Thought drifts into long intervals of silence, warm silence, deep silence, the kind that feels like resting inside a slow universe. Each quiet moment stretches into the next, forming one continuous field of calm. You can rest now. Somewhere in the mind, a familiar whisper returns, one you've felt many times tonight. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. It echoes again, light as a distant shimmer carried by the slow waves of night. It's okay to drift. Your sense of the world narrows to breath, to warmth, to the quiet drift of consciousness. Everything else falls away. Everything else softens into the background, like distant shorelines fading into dusk. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Your body sinks deeper into the mattress, no longer separate from it, just part of the slow shared stillness. The boundary between skin and air feels almost gone, blurred into the night's steady hush. You can rest now. In this near-sleep vastness, time becomes a single gentle presence, more sensation than structure, more breath than moment. It flows around you like warm current, steady and low. As the night gathers you in, it's okay to drift. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you, again and again. Each repetition quieter, like a soft echo disappearing into the dark. You can rest now. It's okay to drift. The universe holds you slow and low. The night settles into its deepest quiet, soft, warm, and almost completely still. You drift inside it, like a faint glow floating in an endless, moonless field. There is no weight here, no direction. Just the slow, silent rhythm of breath, moving through darkness. You can rest now. Your awareness has become a gentle shimmer, barely touching thought, barely touching sensation, floating softly between the last threads of waking and the first soft waves of sleep. Everything around you feels distant, softened into a warm haze. It's okay to drift. Your breath glides outward long and slow, like a quiet river disappearing into the night. Each exhale loosens the world a little more. Each inhale brings you deeper into the wide stillness beneath thought. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Inside, the mind images appear like distant lanterns, slow-moving, dim, smooth as shadows drifting across dark water. They float in and out of perception, but you do not follow. You simply drift deeper. You can rest now. Your body feels faint, as though it's dissolving into the warmth that surrounds it. The lines of your limbs blur. Your chest rises and falls, barely moving, suspended in the soft gravity of the night. It's okay to drift. Slow oscillations ripple through the brain, moving in long arcs, unbroken, unhurried. These waves carry you downward layer by gentle layer toward the deepest well of rest. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Thought falls away. Memory loosens. Even the idea of awareness begins to soften at the edges. You drift in warm nothingness, supported by the quiet pulse of your own breathing. You can rest now. Somewhere in the distance of your mind, a faint echo returns. Words you've heard through the night, moving softer this time, lighter than a sigh. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. It's okay to drift. The room has no edges now. The night has no center. You float in a soft ocean of warmth, held by the slow rhythm of rest. Nothing rises sharply. Nothing asks to be remembered. Everything is one smooth, endless moment. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The final layers of wakefulness fall away like dust, drifting through a warm beam of darkness. Your body enters its quietest state. Your emotional world settles into perfect stillness. The slow waves gathering at the edge of sleep deepen into quiet currents. You can rest now. Somewhere, far beyond thought, the night continues. Its slow, patient motion, starlight crossing, impossible distances, air shifting against quiet earth, the universe moving in rhythms older than memory. And inside you, those same rhythms unfold in miniature, soft and slow. It's okay to drift. You drift with them, light as breath, soft as shadow, suspended in the gentlest part of the night. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. And here, in the last quiet stretch before sleep takes you, fully a soft whisper rises, not from outside, but from within. In the quiet between stars, you are remembered. You can rest now. The slow waves rise once more, sweep through the mind, and everything becomes stillness. It's okay to drift. Light still travels, carrying itself across endless dark, just as your breath carries you deeper into rest. The universe breathes through you. And now, at the very end of the journey, held in warmth, carried by silence, drifting in a moment without edges, you are home. You are home. You can rest now.